Gavan, Boris being accused of wanting it both ways here.
Yeah, this has been a regular accusation against Boris Johnson throughout the course of the Brexit talk, Aisling. First of all, there was the idea of not wanting to have any kind of a protocol or anything that would treat Northern Ireland differently to Britain, but then he signed up to that anyway. Then he insisted that he didn't want there to be any kind of customs frontier on the island, despite insisting that the UK was not going to be part of the same customs union as the Republic of Ireland. And now he is being accused of simultaneously trying to dial down the rhetoric when it comes to Northern Ireland, while also, on the other hand, being accused of helping to inflame it, because that was certainly the charge today of Sinn Féin's Stormont leader. Michelle O'Neill has been here at government buildings visiting the Taoiseach before she goes to Belfast, where Boris Johnson is meeting the leaders of the 5 major parties in the Stormont Assembly. And after that meeting with Micheál Martin, she said that Boris Johnson was responsible for the current impasse.
We don't need a pep talk from Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson and the Tory party are actually shoring up the DUP's bad behaviour, and that's reckless. The people just voted in the largest turnout in an election for many years. They voted for politics to work. They voted for the parties to get into the executive, to turn up and do their job on day one. But unfortunately, the DUP are holding the rest of society to ransom because of their actions, because they delivered us the hardest possible Brexit. So I think Boris Johnson perhaps is speaking out of two sides of his mouth. In one hand, he's saying he wants politics to work, he wants the executive to be formed. At the same time, he's feeding the instability and the economic uncertainty with his threats to go around the protocol.
So Michelle O'Neill apparently unmoved by some other comments today from Boris Johnson, where he congratulated her on now legitimately claiming the post of First Minister. He has been writing today in the Belfast Telegraph an extensive piece, 2,200 words, in advance of his meetings with the 5 Northern leaders this afternoon. And in that, he congratulates Sinn Féin for emerging as the largest party, for legitimately then being able to claim the office of First Minister for Michelle O'Neill. Also congratulates the DUP because he says the unionist vote is holding up, and congratulates the Alliance Party for now being a significant third party, which has been consistent in its stance about the troubles in the last 25 years. But it is not all sweet talk from Boris Johnson in that article, because he does also crucially say towards the end that he hopes the EU's position on the protocol changes. If it does not, there will be a necessity to act. The government has a responsibility to provide assurance that the consumers, citizens and businesses of Northern Ireland are protected in the long term. And he says they'll set out a more detailed assessment and next steps to the British Parliament in the coming days once he returns from his discussions with the local parties. In other words, putting it out fairly clearly that if there's not mutual changes to the protocol agreed between British and European negotiators, then the UK will be prepared to act, even if that is seen as, from Dublin and by many of the other northern leaders, as not adding further fuel to this fire.